It is your Hoodoo Voodoo Priestess. My name is Hounsi LaBelle Venus, and I will be your reader for today. So you all, I know it's been a minute, since I posted a crystal ball video or even just like a reading video in general. I'm sorry, your girl has literally been busy, okay? But before we get started on tonight's reading, I want to just catch up with you all and let you know what I have going on. So some of you have kind of been seeing the advertisements for the magic and makeup. I just want to let you all know that I do have a magic and makeup love magic workshop coming out on August the 19th. And what that is we're going to be making a lip gloss, but the lip gloss is actually an aphrodisiac, okay? For those of you who follow me in a magical or a spiritual work sense, you know that I teach you all how to conjure in plain sight. So that is what this is an example of, okay? Everything else, as always, you all, mentorship with me, classes, all kinds of good stuff, spiritual products, spiritual work is all going to be listed below down in the comments. So don't hesitate to reach out, etc., etc. I will be accepting students for mentorship starting in, I will say late August is what I know for now, okay? And yeah, let's get into it. So for those of you who are tuning in, I'm going to be doing a reading tonight over, I'm going to be reading over R. Kelly. I don't know if any of you all follow Blueface and his girl Krishan. I hope I'm saying her name right, you all, okay? Because baby, I don't follow these people like that. I don't follow Blueface like that, okay? But there's been a lot of things that I've been seeing in the media about Blueface and his girlfriend. So we're going to briefly read over that as well. And I'm going to go ahead and start with R. Kelly. So let's get into it, okay? So, I don't know if you guys have been kind of seeing here and there in the media. R. Kelly is now, if I'm not mistaken, currently he's been sentenced to about 30 years in prison, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start there. Because I'm kind of interested. I want to know, how is the case going? What can we expect, etc., etc. So let's take a look into it right now and see what we can expect coming up with the R. Kelly situation, okay? So something that I can see right now, and it's very crazy because I haven't really gotten that far. I haven't gotten into the reading at all, actually, at this point. But something that I can see being a thing with R. Kelly is he is going to get hit with so much. So much. And in fact, I feel like this is something, I'm getting the energy of this being something that is happening currently. He is overwhelmed. His legal team, you guys, is overwhelmed. I see it. He's being hit literally from all directions. Anything that he feels like, anything that can be thrown at him, he feels like has been thrown at him. But I am here to let you know that this is not it. There's going to be more things thrown at R. Kelly. This is definitely not the end for him. Things are not looking great. Things are not looking great. They're looking very hectic, you all. Like, one thing that I can say with his case is, like, people are going to keep alleging. The evidence is like insurmountable against him. Things are going to be going left for him. I'm also getting, I feel like something that I'm seeing here is that there's layers to this for R. Kelly. Okay, I think this is trickling into one of the questions that I was going to ask later, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I see it. He is overwhelmed right now. There's layers to this, you all. There's actually there's a lot of things that we don't know about the case, about the victims. In fact, I'm actually seeing here that there's victims that we don't know about. There were some victims that were there were some people that were too afraid to come forward, but they do feel victimized by R. Kelly. Something that I am seeing is that R. Kelly has a lot of like past life traumas. Some of his demons or issues were passed down in his bloodline. Like, I don't know too much about this man, but I feel like you can go back in his family and in his bloodline, and you can kind of trace back to where these particular issues, or even some of the mental issues that he struggles with, have come from. Because I feel the reading and the things that I'm seeing is kind of like leading into one of my later questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there and just make this one whole flowy reading or whatever. But one of the questions that I was going to ask a little bit later is, how is R. Kelly doing since his conviction? Like, what's his mental state like, and how is he feeling? So I guess I'm just going to address all of that at one time. So something that I saw is that R. Kelly is going to lose weight. R. Kelly is going to be losing weight. His health is going to take a toll. I know that his mental state has already taken a toll. R. Kelly has a lot of, he has a lot of psychological trauma. Not only, like I said, from it being passed down generationally, but it's like circumstantial for him. Something that I am seeing is that he struggles right now with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of guilt here. Ew, you guys. What I see is that he feels like he had fun doing what he did, and with these women, he just hates that he got caught. He hates that he got caught. He hates that something went awry and that things are now coming to the light. That's something that doesn't sit well with him. He actually never believed, according to what I see here, he actually never believed that he would be someone who would be in this position. He feels like people that he has had years-long relationship, lifetime long relationships with, have betrayed him. He feels like the people closest to him have stabbed him in the back in ways that he feels like are unforgivable. R. Kelly feels like his life is over. And in a way it is. I don't mean that like, his life is over, meaning like death type situation, but life as he knew it is completely over. It's over. This is just the beginning of a lot of turmoil for him. However, you all, check this out. Something that I am seeing right now is I see love for him. I see people who there's a lot of people who still love and support R. Kelly. R. Kelly has people putting money on his books. It's not enough for him. This is giving me the energy of like, let him tell it. He in there starving. You know what I mean? Like, let him tell it. His needs aren't being met to his level of fulfillment. But there's people that love him still. There's some people in his life that love this man unconditionally and I'm seeing people still turning a blind eye to the things that he's done. Now, what I can see is R. Kelly knows in his heart there's a lot that he is physically, I'm seeing like literally right now, the actual heart. And there's just so much on his heart. Not only, he's thinking about everything from the beginning of his career. I see him thinking back to his teenage years. I'm not sure why that's significant, but I see him being a teenager and I see him thinking about every single thing in his life that led up to this moment. For some reason, he spends a lot of time dwelling on his teenage years. And for him, he goes back to the moments as a teenager a lot. And he thinks about how that contributed to him getting to where he is now, if that makes sense. Like, as I said, he has a lot of regret, but he's like, damn, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. I had this. I see R. Kelly being like at the apex of like what he felt was his life. I see him being on top of the world at one point. And now, in a sick, twisted way, you all, feeling the feelings of falling from all of that. He thinks about that a lot. A lot of his time in jail, or a lot of the time during this trial, has been extremely reflective for him. Y'all, I kid you not. I see him saying, well, if he had another chance, he would do it all again. He would do it all again because the thrill, the pleasure, the dopamine kick, the high of it all, would be enough to make him do it again. He feels like someone who couldn't control himself, and he's like, why should I? Other people get away with it. There's so many people who are, from different races and social and economical groups that have gotten away with this. Like, why couldn't I? Why couldn't I have my cake and eat it too? Why is it me? It's almost like a really fucked up energy of like, he knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody who's well aware, like, yeah, it was this if you say it was this, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, it was rape if you said it was rape. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he, in his head, he's like, yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, he doesn't necessarily really feel like what he did was that wrong. Okay, I feel like that's the best way to describe what I'm seeing here, is like, he feels like what he did wasn't necessarily that bad. He is detached from the actual pain and the events that have happened in other people's lives because of his actions. Something else is coming up here. Something else is coming up. On the other side of this, he feels like there were a lot of people who were complicit. And he's, even in his head, he almost still has like this attitude about like, kind of like, fuck what they're saying. Like, forget what they're saying. I know what it is. I know you were having fun. It was cool as long as it was cool. The money, he says, is good. The drugs, the situations, the travel, the opportunity, he feels like it was good as long as it was good. And so, like I said, he still has a certain level of like, ugh, if I was so-and-so, and in fact, something else that I'm seeing, he actually holds a lot of secrets. There are some celebrities and other parties that are unbeknown to us and that will never be known to us, or it may come up later. I see scandal coming up like way later. This is like, I see more Hollywood drama coming up for other male celebrities, but for them, it's going to be more so like of when they hit Bill Cosby's age, that things will come up. You know what I mean? It's just going to be something that comes up way, 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 way later in their career. And people are going to be like baffled, like, oh my God, R. Kelly sitting on that knowledge. And he's like, I know you were there with me. I know you did this with me. I know you were complicit in this. So R. Kelly is feeling really butthurt. He's butthurt in general, if that makes sense. Like, he's butthurt about the fact that he got caught and other people who were complicit in the shit did not get caught. He's also, like I said, he's just in general upset. Like he does feel guilty, but he is like, man, you know, I thought this is what it was supposed to be. He thought that he had reached a certain level in life, in society, and in a monetary setting, and a certain level of success that he could not be touched. And he really thought that some of these people that he dealt with would never speak on these things, because he had, I see sometimes he was extremely foolish in his, like, he was overindulging. He was getting drunk on these fun times, drunk on the pleasure, drunk on sex, drunk on women. Don't shoot the messenger, but getting drunk off of men at times. What I'm seeing, I see R. Kelly having sexual encounters with men, but just enjoying it all and enjoying the place in his career where he had made it to where he could have these things. He just never thought it would stick like that. Like, something that I'm seeing him in the past do is just kind of be like, I'm R. Kelly, like, I can have it all. I can have anything I want. And he really believed that. Something that is coming up right now for him is he's pissed. Sometimes he's like pissed off in a cell, and he's like, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm black. It's because of this. If this wouldn't have happened, if this wouldn't have happened, is the type of energy that he's giving right now. He's like, well, sometimes he's suicidal. He struggles with deep depression. Him being in the situation that he's in right now has literally forced him to face whatever demons that he has. Inner demons are not easy for this man to face. Like, he struggles even identifying the parts of himself that are quote unquote ugly. Like, sometimes he'll go, I see him going back and forth, you guys. Like, I see him sometimes being like, okay, yeah, this wasn't right by societal norms. But in his head, he's like, but what's society to tell me about this? You know, like, I have the right to go against society. But he will also, it disgusts him. And I might have to move from this R. Kelly reading in a minute. But there's just so much that I'm seeing right now. But it actually disgusts him to have to apologize and appear remorseful. He doesn't agree with it all the way. Not sincerely, not genuinely. If you let R. Kelly out of jail right now, he would try to play it cool for a minute. Like, let's say something that I'm seeing, like, if he went overseas somewhere, he would do the same thing again. If he had the opportunity and the ability to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just feels so conflicted. He genuinely feels so defeated. Something that came up, I know this reading, oh my gosh, my reading is like answering the questions before I can even say them, because I am just seeing everything, you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speak and tell you how I see it. One of the other questions that I was going to ask is, like, how does Joycelyn Savage feel about her man being locked up? Because you guys know that there are court documents, you know, allegedly. In fact, let me say that all this is allegedly, okay, YouTube? But allegedly, Joycelyn, or whatever her name is, Joycelyn Savage, okay, is engaged to R. Kelly. Is it Joycelyn or Joycelyn, you all? I'm not sure. I apologize, everyone. I have not been following the story as I should. However, this young lady is allegedly engaged to R. Kelly. That's all I know. So, with her being engaged to him, something that I am seeing is like R. Kelly is using people. There's other people here that I am seeing, but there are other people being used as somewhat of a security net. If that makes sense. Let's see here. I'm not saying that this man does not love her, but he kind of feels like she is a part of the all he's got type team right now. He doesn't have too many options. So it's like, yeah, I love her. Yeah, we had all this fun. We have this extensive history together. However, the thing that is important right now is him being kind of, as I would describe it, in somewhat of a survival mode for his, just survival for life. I see that R. Kelly, most days, he feels like the oxygen has been cut off from his life, from his lungs. I see him feeling like he lost unnecessarily due to things that he felt were like unfair to him. I also see R. Kelly being really concerned with the public in a way, but there's a lot of things that he's kind of like given up on. Like he's given up in a sense on the way that people treat him or the way that people view him. But he also knows that he still garners a lot of respect, and he takes advantage of that. I see him having friends in prison. I see him, there's a lot of people asking him in prison when they get the chance, did you do it? Essentially, like, sometimes people who get close to him, they just want to know like the details. And that kind of sends him into a further depression. It sends him into a further spiral, if that makes sense. Like, I see him, he has a lot of manipulative energy, you guys. And I genuinely see him in prison. Even though I say that they're friends, they're not even necessarily friends to him. They're pawns, they're people, kind of like Joycelyn savages, like, to him. Like, she's kind of, like I said, yes, there's some feelings of admiration there, and there's like a certain feeling of respect I feel that he has for her. But it's also the energy of like, she's also the one that kind of stuck around. Like, she's the one who is still here, so why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't she be my A1, my day one? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other people coming into the picture. I think that there's other women. I see other women writing him. I see that this is the energy, and y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give you an impartial. I see that there's a lot of women that would still send this man their panties. You hear me? They would still send this man their panties in the mail to jail if they literally could. However, when it comes to Joycelyn, the connection that, well, as far as he is concerned, he feels like he can trust her. I hear predictability. Predictability is something that I heard in reference to her. Like, he feels like she is predictable to him. He feels like, in a sense, that if he plays his cards right, like, he still holds a certain level of power and influence over her. Something that I am also seeing, you all, is that she fights against him sometimes though. Like, there will be times, in his opinion, where like he can't control what she says or does. And that upsets him. But he really feels like he has a strong foothold over her, and he has a very strong say so. He feels like whenever it comes to her and to their life. Now, something that I also wanted to look into out of curiosity is how she feels about him currently. Something that I'm seeing is like, oh, like her pressure is overwhelmed. I even see her lying about her feelings towards him. I see her lying to certain people in her personal life, like, no, it's not what you think. There's somebody that she's lying. There's someone that she's not being honest to about her relationship with R. Kelly. That's for sure. That is for absolute sure. However, this is a trauma bond. Spirit is telling me that this is a trauma bond. However, she's extremely conflicted and she loves him in a way. Her feelings that she has for him right now are so conflicted. These are not the same feelings that she had for him previously. I almost kind of wish you guys could see what I see in a way. But however, to explain this, I see her being clouded at one point by all of these things in her life and in their relationship, and being like, I know you say you love me. I know he loves me, but you do something different. Even in jail, he's still constantly hurting her. Something that I see is like her finding out things now that he's in jail, and that really, really hurting her. That is really hurting her feelings. This is something that is really taking a toll on her mentally. Those are the perfect words to describe what it is that I'm picking up. These are she's like, oh my gosh, wow, I didn't know. I couldn't have imagined that you know what I'm saying? So like, there's things, remember I said a little earlier, excuse me, you guys, in this reading, is that there are things that aren't necessarily like being released to the public, but she's finding out a lot of it, and she feels so conflicted about it. But to be honest, you all, I see her still being in the picture for a little while. Not even gonna lie. This is just like a whole little messy, just web of lies. Something that I am seeing here as well. And I just want you to know, I was actually supposed to be reading on other stuff today, but this is solely turned into the R. Kelly reading. Okay, I was supposed to read on Blueface. Remember, yeah, I was supposed to read on Blueface and Krishan or whatever, but that's going to go into another video, you all. I apologize. So anyways, something that I'm seeing is like, she tried to lie to him about some things. Like, she's tried to hide things from him before about her personal feelings. There's a lot of fear in this reading. There's a lot of concern. He still has like a hold on her. She's concerned about money. She's concerned about safety. She's concerned that people are going to harm her no matter what she does. Like, she feels like people would harm her if she spoke against R. Kelly, or that she could be harmed in some way by speaking against him in a way, or acting, excuse me, that's a better word, acting against R. Kelly at this time, she feels is very risky and very dangerous for her. But also staying silent and being the supportive fiance or partner and or associate is also extremely, extremely risky for her too. Like, she she's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Right now, she's feeling really panicked. Like, she doesn't really know what to do. She's distraught that he's locked up, but also conflicted, because if he was out, things would be different and she wouldn't have the same level of freedom that she has right now, even though right now she feels like she still doesn't have a certain level of freedom that she would like. She's caught up in webs of lies. She's lying to herself, to friends, to family, to the media. Her energy right now is literally giving me a headache. This is the headache that I am experiencing right now, is how she feels when she goes to bed. I'm seeing her taking pills, allegedly, YouTube, allegedly. A heavy alcohol use, allegedly. These are the things that plague her. Just stress, anxiety. I see sleepless nights, or nights where she spends a lot of time up worrying or playing a part in R. Kelly's affairs. Something else that I am seeing, you all, is that there's certain parts of his affairs that she doesn't have access to. He has people handling that, but it's like for a specific reason. Why? It's still a level of control. There's an element of control that I'm picking up here. There's a reason why she's not allotted certain things and or certain pieces of information. There's a reason why she doesn't have access to every part of his affairs, is because there could be some things that she would discover about things that he's done previously, or things that he even has emotion right now that would deeply upset her. And he's a little bit worried that that could affect, her judgment, or that could affect her reactions towards him and what she is currently doing for him. So there's things that she shut out of. Some of it she knows, some of it she is completely unaware of at this time. However, I see her still being in the picture for a little bit. She does have feelings for this man. However, right now she is deeply stressed out, riddled with anxiety, and so is R. Kelly. R. Kelly, mark my words, his health is gonna go for some type of toll. Over the next couple of months, he's gonna have some health issues, mentally and physically, that'll have to be addressed. You'll see. Everyone will see the decline in his physical appearance, in a sense. You'll just see the toll of these things, like the anxiety, the stress, the court, the public opinion, all of these moving parts. You will see these take place. So that's what I'll have to say about that, okay? Now, I know you all, I apologize. I know I went into this reading saying I was going to do Blueface and Krishan. Whatever. We'll do that on the next reading. More tea is fun tea. We will have more readings and everything coming up here pretty soon. I will be giving you all more details. However, you all, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for watching the Conjure Corner. I always have new content for spiritual services, or if you would love to work with me one-on-one, if you would like to learn how to divine using the tarot system, or even learn how to read crystal balls, please visit the links below in the comments. Visit my spiritual store and like, subscribe, and share, you all. Have a great week.